Right, new day, had a shave. Obviously, we're having trouble getting 12 volts to the fuel pump. I checked the fuse was fine. So I thought I'd just check the pump itself, see how much power is getting to it. It's getting 4.5 volts. It's nowhere near the 12 volts it needs. So, come back to the fuse box, check the relay, that's all fine. We're getting both 12 volt feeds, so it's something between the relay and something basically between the fuse box and the fuel pump. And pulled the fuse box out. As you can see, it looks like it's had a bit of water getting in it at some point. There's some brown bits, but hopefully you can see this. So the bottom of it doesn't look all that great, and if I go there, can you see there's a melted wire that's actually broken off? It's actually nothing to do with the fuel pump, interestingly. That is actually to do with the ignition switch. So I need to, I think that's the one that's, yeah, it's piggybacked into a different wire. This wire here, which is also pretty damaged, but I should be able to repair, or maybe not be able to repair that wire. Yeah, I'm going to have to try and look into it. I'm hoping if I can pull that terminal out at the bottom, I can save the terminal, solder a couple of new wires in, and yeah, the one that's actually broken, the one that's melted and broken off, it goes into a spade plug. So a single spade there, and the wire on that is fine. So yeah, a bit more wiring to do. And that is, I found this online, which is basically the wiring diagram for the back of the fuse box. It tells you what each plug is for and what each wire does. So I'm hoping with this I can just sort that one. It looks like that's the only wire that's damaged, so that's what I'm hoping and praying for. And the fact that there's a bit of water in here, I'm kind of hoping that, I just noticed I pulled the main lead off. Oh well, remember to plug that back in. I'm hoping that once I fix that wire, it could just be something like a relay. Nice easy fix with the relay. If the relay's it's got dirty contacts, it might give a bit high resistance, so you won't get quite the voltage there. If not, I'll have to just run a new wire through. It's easy enough. It just comes down here, underneath here, all the way to the back. So that's what I love about old cars. Simple electrics, if you can say that about this. I was quite lucky. So I don't know if I can show you. There you go. Right on that side there's a little tab. So little pick down the back of the plug. Just push that tab in, you can pull it out. The actual terminal itself looks absolutely spot on, and where this is crimped over, just there, also looks quite good. So I'm going to try and unpick that, and again, the wiring from roughly where my fingers are back is absolutely fine. So this shouldn't be too big a problem to replace, and there's enough wire here, as you can see, that I could probably just cut that. If I can uncrimp this, I'll just be able to cut that wire, loop a second wire in with the spade terminal on it to plug back into the other end, and we should be good to go. I have no idea why it's done that, to be honest, though. Why it's just that section of wire, but fingers crossed doesn't do it again. I found a nice thick wire that I've managed to crimp and solder slightly. It didn't solder very well to the terminal, but it's secure in there. Put that back in, giant spade terminal, put both wires into that. So let's see what happens if we turn the key. Right, absolutely nothing, because I just remembered, like I said earlier in the video, that I may have unplugged the main power lead here. See if we can get that one in. Upside down. No, it's not, it's the right way around. Oh, there we go, I had the dashboard then. Right, we've got ignition lights. Let's just check. Just having a feel around the wires I've just done. Make sure that none of them are getting too hot, and they are absolutely fine. It's a good start. So while the ignition's on then, let's test, just on the off chance that has had something to do with the fuel pump. Let's just check power here as well. I'm not holding out too much hope. I think we'll still be testing for a while. Now we now have 2 points on this because my thing's come out. Right, you go in there. Nope, still got 3.5 volts. Never ending, this stuff. Never bloody ending. Right, I'm gonna go and do more testing. I'll come back to you in a mo. Not entirely sure what is wrong. I found that the relay for the fuel pump was a bit corroded and knackered. Still can't get the fuel pump to work, but it does run if I put power straight to it. So I've made this little contraption. I found out that this blank relay holder has an ignition 12 volt there. So I shoved that in there. And this end will go onto the wire. I don't know if you can see, it's quite dark under here. And all my lights have gone flat because I keep forgetting to turn them off. But somewhere under here is it's that one there, and I've got the wrong terminal. But yeah, that one there is the feed for the fuel pump. Go straight to the fuel pump. Yellow and red wire, so I will change the terminal on that because I thought I had the right one. Put that in there, that should power us, that should give us the fuel pump. Then we can try starting again, and we'll see what happens. I've done some final checks with diagnostics and found that the camshaft position sensor wasn't plugged in. My bad. So that's now plugged in. Got a fuel pump, and still not got no start. Sounds better. Still no start.